Hello Year 12 and welcome to your end of year assembly. Now obviously normally we would be doing this in the hall towards the end of the academic year, and it would be a chance for us to look back and reflect on the year, and a chance for us to celebrate some achievements that we have had in sixth form throughout this academic year. Obviously we're having to do this virtually this year, so I aim to do the same kind of approach. We're going to go through some of the achievements of the year, and then we'll have a look at some of the awards and the celebrations from sixth form, and there'll be a little bit of a reflection on what next year may well hold for us. So your first year in sixth form is now complete. As of the 17th of July, you are going to be on summer holidays, and you will no longer be year 12. You will be entering into year 13. So when we come back in September, you will be year 13. You'll be the most senior students in the school, and you will be a couple of terms away from the start of your A-level exams. Now, this year has been obviously your first year in sixth form. It's also been my first year as head of sixth form. And it's been quite an interesting year. It started really well. We did a lot of really good fundraising activities. We raised over £200 for Macmillan Cancer Research. We raised over £2,000 for the Young Minds charity in our fundraising event, and a lot of you got involved in those two events. We painted the common room, we painted the study area. We got involved with the hot chocolates with a head, and building the link between the sixth form and the lower school more kind of solidly than it has been in the past. We also had our Christmas Bazaar, which raised a considerable amount of money for various different charities, and we had hot chocolate stalls, we had mince pies, sweet guessing, games, all these kind of things. And again, continued to bring that link between the lower school and the sixth form more into the kind of psyche of the school, and make the sixth form part of the kind of heart of the community within sixth form. So we had an absolutely cracking first part to the year. It really was setting ourselves up very well for a very successful year 12. Then obviously things started to get a little bit strange. We started to hear these stories out of China of this virus that was shutting down China and started to spread throughout the world. It came to Italy and into Europe, and then obviously it came to us. And on March the 23rd of this year, our school was closed, as were all schools in the United Kingdom as a result of this pandemic. So the year then started to get a little bit strange. We had to go to this new kind of way of learning, this distance learning process. And throughout that process, as a year group, you have continued to be brilliant, continued to kind of reaffirm a lot of the beliefs that myself, your tutor team, and the staff at the Edinburgh School have about you. 90% plus engagement with the distance learning process, by far the highest in the whole school. 52% of students in the sixth form achieving at least one outstanding engagement grade in their distance learning monitoring. 31 students registering for UCAS despite not being on site and having our assistance with that. Something we'd normally do in the additional studies program, but already 31 of the 45 who are interested in UCAS registering already on that system, which is excellent. And then 10 applications for student leadership roles, which is more than we've had for a number of years. So again, showing a kind of fantastic level of engagement from the year group. In addition, you did the best you could to kind of make us happy and remind us that you're here. So it's a short video that a number of the sixth form produced for us, which made us all laugh and gave us a really good time during lockdown.
Good morning everyone, just doing the last stretch of our daily 4-mile walk along the country lanes near Wylie.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon, I could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. call me, warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
I don't have time to learn a new skill. I have a school to run. Guess out.
What you want to do? Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down. Can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Come along.
Get out! Get out! I'm busy! I'm busy! I'm doing my emails on the switch.
Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too.
Again, a fantastic video that really does show the spirit of Year 12 and the engagement they've had in both the academic aspect, but also the more kind of surreal side of the lockdown, trying to entertain each other and trying to keep in communication with school. I loved that when it was when I saw it, and I thought it was fantastic and really quite fun way of keeping in touch with the school. I thought it was very good. Then obviously things started to look up. We got the news that you'd be returning to school. Initially that was in for the 1st of June. That then got delayed until the 15th of June, but then we finally got you back on site. We got to have some WAR meetings, which were the Welfare and Academic Review meetings, which was very interesting. Great to see a lot of students in that and to get the feedback on how you've done and how you feel we've done. And then obviously more recently we've had you back in for lessons in somewhat smaller groups and in a slightly different way to normal, but it's been great to have you back in front of us and teaching again. Then obviously things got very, very good. Now this is obviously a personal one for me and for any other Liverpool fans in the sixth form, but on a Thursday night when Chelsea were playing Man City and Chelsea managed to pull off a victory over Man City, confirming that Liverpool would then be the Premiership champions for the first time in 30 years. So while the lockdown was tough, towards the end we got you returning to school, and then the football team that I've supported since primary school managed to finally win the Premier League Championship. So that made it very, 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 very pleasant experience at the end there for me. What that then brings us to is obviously rolling on into Year 13. So when you're back in September, you will be part of Year 13. So there's a few things on the screen for you that just take you through what Year 13 is going to be like. I'm not going to go into all of these in too much detail because this is meant to be more of a celebration, and we'll look towards the future when we're back in September and in some communications over the summer holidays with you. But there is going to be a sixth form COVID recovery plan. It's been put in place to help you in particular recover from the potential loss of learning over the last 16 weeks or so. There's going to be a new student leadership team in place. We'll have a new head girl, we'll have a new head boy, we'll have new deputies to support them, and they all have lots of things that they want to do as student leadership team over the next academic year. We've then got UCAS and wider progression. So we'll be looking at UCAS. The dates will be upon us quite quickly when we're back in September, but also then progression for those of you that aren't planning on going to university after sixth form. We've then got a new Year 12 to welcome in. We're looking at somewhere around about the 100 figure. So sixth form is going to be growing in size, and as you know from this year, there's quite an important relationship between year 13 and year 12 to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And then obviously we're going to be looking to do some mock exams and some assessments to find out where any gaps are based on the distance learning and make sure we can fix those. And then after about 2.5 terms, you'll be entering into the exam window for your actual A-levels. So you're going to really want to make sure that you hit the ground running when we come back in year 13, and that you use the summer to get yourself prepared, but also make sure that you take the opportunity to rest and recuperate in preparation for year 13. Okay, so on to the awards then for you. So we've asked every subject in sixth form to give 2 awards. One is for progress in the subject, so this is for the student or students who they feel have made the most progress over the last academic year, and one is for attainment, so this is for the student or again students who have shown the best attainment throughout the academic year. There are then also tutor awards and an award from myself as well. So on the screen you can see the progress awards. So these are the students that have achieved the biggest amount of progress in the various subjects that we offer at A-level throughout the last year. So in politics we have Will Kemsley. In maths we've got Katie Cornwell. Sociology we've got Sibylla Anderson. For computer science we have Luke Woodhead. For chemistry we have Jamie Hudson. For English we have Amber Roden. For criminology we have Joe Carlos. For biology we have Jamie Hudson. For physics we have Solly Wheeler. For art we have Joe Carlos and Ella Allwright. For business we have Ella Allwright. For economics we have JD. For further maths we have Alex Ford. For geography we have Ellie Pickford, and for history we have JD. So all of those students have been picked out by their subject teachers for making considerable progress over the last academic year. On the next screen we have the attainment awards. So these are the students that have demonstrated consistently throughout the last academic year incredibly high attainment within their subjects. So in politics we have Katie Hampton and Aaron Bradmore. In maths we have Jake Hewitt. In sociology we have Robin Titus. In computer science we've got Solly Wheeler. Chemistry we have Ellie Pickford. English we have Katie Hampton. Criminology we have Aaron Bradmore. Biology we've got Olivia Rowell. Physics we have Charlie Williams. Art we have Amber Roden and James Nimmy. Business we have Rob Cole. In economics we have Emily Parker. Further maths Charlie Williams. Geography Phoebe Osborne, and history we have Cameron Clark. So again, these students are the students that have achieved consistently high grades and shown consistently good attainment throughout the last academic year. In both the case of the progress and the attainment awards, there will be certificates for these students, and we will make sure they receive them as soon as possible. In addition then we have Tutee of the Year awards. So these are awards that are handed out by the tutor team to students that for a variety of reasons the tutors feel have shone during this academic year. So in 12A from Neil Bayliss we have Cameron Clark, who has consistently been successful in his academic studies this year. He's really embraced the sixth form life. He's at the heart of the sixth form community, is planning on an application to the Oxbridge system, and is really shining throughout his time at sixth form, a well-deserved award. In 12B from Dr. Eagle we have Olivia Rowell. Another student who has really embraced sixth form life. She has embedded herself in the middle of the sixth form community, selflessly giving over a lot of her time to support various different sixth form events such as fundraising and peer mentoring and these kind of events. And again, Dr. Eagle referenced how incredibly proud he is of the work that Olivia has done this year. And then in 12C from Miss Cooper's form we have Katie Cornwell. Katie rejoined us having left at the end of year 11. She came back in year 12 and again has really embraced the sixth form life. She's been at the forefront of a lot of the events that 12C have done in terms of fundraising activities and lower school engagement and so forth. She's been outstanding in her studies throughout the year, and again Miss Cooper wanted me to pass on how proud she is of Katie's performance this year. Another well-deserved award. The final award then goes to Olivia Rowell, and it is the Head of Year Award. So this award is one that is from me to a student who, based on all the feedback I've had from teachers and from tutors, has been outstanding in various different aspects throughout their time in the first year of sixth form. So in the case of Olivia, she's been excellent in all of her studies, getting very good attainment and very good progression throughout the year. She's also embraced the wider aspects of sixth form life, really looking to build the link between year 12 and year 13, and looking to build the link with the sixth form and the lower school. She's been at the forefront of many of the events that we have run this year, fundraising week, coffee mornings, and so forth, and I know that she has got a lot of really good ideas for next year of how she wants to continue to kind of embed herself in the centre of the sixth form. In addition, in regards to progression, I regularly receive emails from Olivia around the progression route she wants to take, but not just to help her, but to help other students. She's regularly sending me things that I can pass on to students around different courses that she's come across that could help with progression. So again, a really well-deserved award here for Olivia Rowell, for generally having a very, very, very successful first year in sixth form. So to all of the award winners, I just want to say a massive congratulations. You have done extremely well this year, and you're all well deserving of your awards. Before I kind of wrap up my part of this assembly, I just want to say how incredibly proud I am of Year 12 as a year group. It's not been an easy situation to have the middle of your A-levels kind of disrupted in this way, but as I said earlier in the assembly, the engagement has been outstanding, and as a year group you've done yourselves incredibly proud. There's a couple of last messages from me then. One again is relating to Liverpool Football Club. I do apologise for any non-Liverpool fans. The first though is to make sure that you have a really good summer. When we break up on the 17th of July, you've got about 6 weeks off. Make sure you use that time wisely to prepare yourselves for year 13, but also remember that you have earned some downtime. So make sure that you take a little bit of time for yourselves over the summer to rest, recover, get over the shock of what's happened, the disappointment in some cases of the way the school year kind of ended, and make sure that you are refreshed and ready to come back. And then I know it's kind of linking it to football isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I think it works quite well for me. You know, Liverpool Football Club spent 30 years waiting, building and trying to get back to the top of English football, and last season they missed out by a point, and there was a real chance they could have suffered considerable disappointment. In a similar way to the way that you guys have had kind of 16 weeks of your education ripped away from you, and it's been very disrupted, and you've had a couple of weeks in here and there, but nothing major. You could feel very disappointed and feel that the world is against you potentially, and that you're not necessarily going to be able to kind of bounce back from that. But what we need to do, and what we could take from Liverpool Football Club in a sense, is rather than taking that disappointment and buckling and not turning it around next year, we could do what Liverpool have done and what various other people have done. What we will do next year is we can stand up and be counted. We can say, yes, that was a disappointment, but we've now got this amount of time to get on top of this and to come out of sixth form really, really proud of ourselves. And that's all I can ask, is that whatever happens next year, whatever grades you get, however much you work and so forth, is that when we end it, you on results day next year are proud of the results you've got, and you are proud of your time in sixth form. And whether you end up with 3 A's or 3 C's, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are proud of your achievement, and that the achievement that you get enables you to move forward. I really do hope you've had an excellent year. I've really enjoyed being your head of the year this year. I'm looking forward to working with those that we appoint to the student leadership team and with you in the wider context to carry on moving the sixth form forward as we push to be the the kind of best sixth form in the local area, and we push to make sure that all of you are as successful as you can be in year 13. Have a great summer, year 12, and when I next see you after the 17th, you will obviously be year 13. Have a great summer, guys.